We're going to start with the basics of digital marketing and a digital marketing strategy. I'm going to introduce you to something called the 4 stages of the buyer's journey. So if you consider that your viewer is like a hero, they have a journey that they're going to follow. It's usually split into 4, sometimes more depending on the industries. The name given to those stages can change depending on the industries. The one we are going to use are awareness, consideration, decision, and nurturing. In the awareness phase, that person doesn't know that you exist or your movie exists. What they are looking to do is to have fun or to be informed, and they want to learn about how to solve a certain problem. Even if they are bored, boredom is a problem that a potential viewer can have. In the second phase, there is the consideration. So they are exploring solutions at that point, and they need to understand the consequences of the different solutions, the pros and the cons. In the case of movies, they are aware of your movie, and they are trying to compare your movie with other films or other movies. But also you have to think that it's not always you competing with other movies. You can be competing with other ways of entertainment or education, depending on what kind of project you have. If you have a documentary film, for example, it could be educational or purely educational. In the decision phase, they are ready to make a decision. They are ready to commit to buying a ticket, or they are ready to commit to follow you on social media, or they're ready to commit to watch your show or movie or project online. So they want to see the solution in action. They kind of want to understand what kind of film it's going to be, what kind of story it's going to be. You need to comfort their anxieties. At that point, you're talking about showing them the story, showing them clips, showing them segments, the trailer, etc. Each one of these phases has different type of content that you can offer them, so you can help them move from awareness, consideration to decision, and eventually, once they make the choice of watching your film, you transfer them into what we call nurturing. So nurturing are people who already watched your film, or they are following you on social media if that's the end result of what you need them to do, and now you need to keep them interested and entertained. You, as a project, are moved to the background. For them, you have become a habit if they are still interested in what you have to offer, and they move on to the next thing. So this is where you start seeing things like exclusive groups, Patreons, newsletters, or regular updates. This is kind of a funnel, where at the very top, you're feeding your funnel with more and more people that are becoming aware of your project. Not everybody's going to move all the way down the funnel. So you're going to lose a lot of people in the first few stages, but once they make a decision, you will have more people that are converting. So what do I mean by converting? Converting is any kind of end action that you want them to take. Typically, conversion is when somebody is spending money buying something. It can be a subscription online or buying something at the store. In your case, you have to decide what the conversion event is. It could be buying a movie ticket and watching your film at a film festival, for example. That could be the conversion. Or it can be subscribing to some kind of newsletter that you have, or following you on social media. That could be your conversion. Or your conversion could be when they watch your film online. So you have to decide what this is going to be. Each one of these 4 stages needs some kind of content. If you don't create content for them, that's how you end up losing your following. And this is going to be what the marketing strategy is about. What kind of content to create, where to use it, where to distribute it, where to find those people that you want to convert. When you're creating the content, you start building it from the bottoms up. You start with the decision phase. So you are creating a story, you are creating clips, you are creating segments of your movie, and then you go up into the consideration phase and then the awareness phase. So once you get to creating content for the awareness phase, where people are not even aware that you exist, then you have everything else ready for them. Now, it is important to keep in mind that those stages are rarely followed in a linear way. You never know what people are going through. You never know where people are coming from and what mindset they're in. So the conversion can happen very slowly. It can happen very fast. It can happen in a very chaotic way. The best thing you can do is have that content ready for them for when they are ready to consume specific types of content that you are creating. These different stages can happen very fast. If somebody wants to watch a movie on Netflix because they are bored, the problem they have is boredom. They're looking to have fun. They open Netflix and then they look up films, and one of them is yours. They move to the awareness phase, but also as soon as they have more than one option, they are in the consideration phase. They already made a choice that they want to watch a movie. And within a few minutes, they decide on something, so they are in the decision phase, and that's it. So the whole process only took like a couple of minutes. In the case of a film festival, for example, it can be more complicated because film festivals are promoting your film over a period of 2 to 3 months. They have program guides that are released, so people are starting to be aware of your movie. They are planning ahead of time. They are considering your films like maybe a month in advance, and then they are making the decision maybe a couple of weeks before, and eventually they watch it. And then you move them to nurturing if you're able to collect their contact information, for example. This is a conversion period that took 2 to 3 months in that case. It's very important to keep in mind that you are creating content based on what they want to know, not on what you want them to know. You have to put yourself in their shoes, not the other way around. So these are the 4 stages, and this is a very quick summary of what can happen in each one of those 4 stages. Next, we're going to talk about the types and formats of content you can use for those different stages.